He lived in a big castle on top of a high hill with his friend the stable boy. He loved to jump, he loved to run, and he loved to ride his horse. But what he loved most of all was food all day, every day in a castle kitchen. The king's cooks cooked, stirring and whirling, mixing and fixing, basting and tasting, sniffing and whiffing, sipping and dipping, making and baking, chopping and lopping, stewing and brewing, until at last they had made the king's dinner. There were milkshakes and muffins, puddings and pumpkins, chicken and chocolate, pavlova and pikelets, curry and cordial, lamingtons and licorice, custard and cake, and more and more and more. And the king managed to eat it all, but gradually, little by little, bit by bit, he got slower and slower and heavier and heavier, until he was too slow to run, too tired to jump, and too heavy for his poor horse. Nothing he did was any fun anymore. The king was miserable. Nothing he ate tasted any good anymore. As each splendid new dish reached the table, the king complained. He screwed up his face. "This curry is too hot," he cried. "This gravy is too greasy," he grizzled. "These muffins are too mushy," he moaned. "This stuffing is too sticky," he screeched. The cooks were sad, and they tried harder and harder to make bigger and better dishes to please the king. Then one evening, after a big dinner of pork pie, peas pudding, and pavlova, the king was sick, very sick. He groaned and he moaned. Oh, now he was so miserable and so tired that he didn't want to see another pie, pudding or pavlova ever again. He blamed the food, he blamed all the cooks. "It's all your fault," he shouted, "you're sacked." So the sack cooks packed their bags and went away. Now there were no cooks left in the castle. The next morning, the king felt a little better and wanted some breakfast. He asked the maid who cleaned the kitchen, "Can you cook?" But the maid had heard him complaining about the curry, so she said, "No, I can't." Then he asked the gardener who grew the gardenias, "Can you cook?" But the gardener had heard him grizzling about the gravy. So she said, "No, I can't." Then he asked the minister in charge of the money, "Can you cook?" But the minister had heard him moaning about the muffins, so he said, "No, I can't." Then he asked the soldier, "Sir, this century, can you cook?" But the soldier had heard him screeching about the stuffing. So she said, "No, I can't." When there was no one left to ask, the king sat down just where he was and cried. He was still sitting there the next day when the stable boy found him. "Would you like some brown bread and honey, your majesty?" asked the stable boy, holding out the lunch his mother had made. Now the king had never tasted brown bread in his life. He stopped crying. He learned it carefully. He smelled it, but he didn't complain. "Thank you," he said in a tiny voice. He took a bite. "This is yummy," he exclaimed in amazement, and greedily gobbled up all of the lunch and was looking around for more. "There isn't any more," said the stable boy, "that is all there is." "I'm sorry," said the king in a tiny voice, "but I was so hungry." Each day from then on, a stable boy brought 2 lunches and 2 little boxes to the castle, one for the king and one for himself. And together they would sit under a shady tree to eat, until at last the king could jump and run and ride his horse again. This made the king very happy. Now he loves messing about in the castle kitchen, making meals with his friend the stable boy. And do you know what they liked best of all? Brown bread and honey.